Welcome back. Thank you for checking out this bonus edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I am 12 Kyle. Check this shit out. All right. So if you've been following the podcast this month, I've dropped bonus episodes. They all have been the volumes of Let Me Sexplain. Just a brief overview. This website I found just surfing around on Al Gore's internet, gave people an opportunity to write in and talk about and get advice on, their sexual experiences or something that they were going through in their relationship, what have you. And I was like, hey, this would be something good, some content to bring to the platform. So this is what I've been talking about for the last couple of bonus episodes. And this is volume 4. Again, I always have to preface this by saying I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a marriage counselor. I'm not a helper. I'm just a podcaster, man. So this scenario goes as follows. I'll read it to you. My wife, 32 years old, and I, 33 years old, have been married for 11 years. We met our freshman year of college. She was a virgin before me, and I'd only had 2 one-night stands before her. When the world started opening up again after the COVID vaccine, we decided to open up our relationship and our marriage. I wanted to have sex with more women. When I mentioned this, she said she'd like to have sex with different guys too. Here's the issue. She has had absolutely no problems going on dates and getting laid, whereas I haven't had sex once. She's had sex with 4 guys so far. I think it's a lot harder for a guy in an open marriage to have sex than it is for a woman in an open marriage to have sex. The men that she has had sex with don't seem to care at all that she's married. Whereas I can't get anyone to message me back on Tinder. I also know that I, quote, married up, close quote. She's a lot more attractive than I am. But this just sucks. I feel unattractive and self-conscious about my weight. I gained 30 pounds during COVID. I'm starting to really regret opening up the relationship. I was thinking of closing it up again, but I worry that unfairly punishes her for my inability to get laid. Signed, Undesirable. Man, listen. When I read this for the first time, I paused when I finished reading it. I put my phone down and I laughed for like 17 minutes straight. Or maybe not 17 minutes, but I laughed for a good little while. This was hilarious to me. There were so many mistakes made here. First of all, you got to know your personnel, right? Okay. He said he was 33. She's 32. And they've been married for 11 years. So they got married relatively young. So if my math is correct, he was 22 and she was 21 when they got married. Relatively young, ain't been around much. He had 2 one-night stands and she was a virgin. So they were, sexually inexperienced, if you will. Yeah. So, I mean, let me back up. I don't think that that's a bad thing, right? I mean, they both were relatively inexperienced, and they could experience a lot of things together. So, but the flip side of that is being that young and not have had many sexual experiences or encounters with different people. Um, you know, you miss some things, right? And then sometimes when you get exposed to different things and different people, you kind of get to learn what you like. And you also get to kind of learn what you don't like. I mean, y'all know my motto. Everybody's a freak, some just bigger than others. So there's that part of it. And he had 2 one-night stands. So, you might as well say he's a virgin too. But so they married relatively young. It doesn't mention anything about kids, so I'm assuming that they don't have kids. World opened up after the vaccine. He decided to open up his relationship because he wanted to have sex with more women. Let's stop right here for a second, fellas. Let me give you a little bit of game. And I ain't got all the game. I got a little bit of game. Speaking of game, shout out to Uncle Dolomite on Too Much Game podcast. That's my dude right there. I fucks with Uncle Dolomite heavy. Go check out his podcast. I just got put on a couple of months ago, man. Dolomite gives all the game. Yeah, man. I'm not doing that. I mean, like, he wanted to have sex with more women, which is cool. But here's the game I'll give you. If you don't, fellas, if you want to have sex with a lot of women, don't get married. Simple. I will give you this advice. Free game, if you will. Like Uncle Dolomite says. I will give you game on this one. If you want to have sex with a lot of women, don't get married. It's that simple. Because I think the concept of getting married means that you have sex with this person that you're married to, and that's it. I think that's the concept. I don't know. I've been married 22 years. I think that's the concept. Or at least that's the one that I go by. I mean, I don't know. People out here doing all kind of different shit these days. So yeah, so that's where you made your mistake at, homeboy. You can't. So COVID happens, the world opens back up, and you wake up one morning like, you know what? I want to be with somebody. And don't get me wrong. I understand. I get it. He's, in essence, was damn near a virgin himself. And so he wants to see what else the world got to offer. I get it. That's totally understandable. And ladies, I know you don't want to hear this, but yeah, a guy can wake up one day and really, really feel like that. However, nah, man. The hell are you doing, man? You don't do that. If that's the case, don't get married. Just don't get married. So that's where he fucked up at. Like, you really fucked up right there. And then, the underlying part in here in this whole story is, what he said. His wife is attractive. He said he married up, and for what that means is, for those of you who missed that context clue, he may not be his wife may be very attractive, and he might be all right. So society might say, okay, well, how did he end up with her? She's the beautiful cheerleader. He's the, dork. Maybe. But their looks aren't compatible, if you will. And looks aren't everything. I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But, when he said he married up, he knows that he got him a baddie, as the young folks say. Baddie. A dime piece, as the old heads say. That sounds more apropos. Yeah, so he knows that, and she's gotten laid by 4 different guys, and he can't get anybody to hit him back on Tinder. Wow. Well, therein lies the problem, my friend. You're jealous. It's happening for her, and it ain't happening for you. It's popping for her. It ain't popping for you. It ain't cracking for you. Your insecurities are showing, my guy. That's the problem. It ain't, that you want to close up the relationship. She's winning and you're not winning. That's what it is. That's your ego, bruh. Plain and simple. I can't make it any more clearer. It's your ego. Your ego is bothering you, given the fact that you proposed this and chicks ain't checking for you. Because here's the thing. If you're, I'm going to assume, I've never been on Tinder, but I'm pretty familiar with what Tinder is and how it operates. I'm willing to bet that women see you and your profile on Tinder and they see that you're married. And if they know that you're in an open relationship, they ain't going for that. I mean, now if they just trying to get down, then yeah, they might. But they also know that it's only going to go but so far because you're married. It'd be one thing if you had a girl and your girl was out of town, or if you were single. But no, I would think probably the women that are coming across your profile on Tinder, they see that you're married, that they can only assume that either you're married and you're cheating, or you're married and you're in an open relationship. And no matter how fly they might think you are or are not, they ain't about to do that. What they look like doing that. So nah, man, it's your ego. It's not the fact that she's had, multiple guys and you not winning. It's your ego, man. Get over it. You shouldn't have done it in the first place. And again, I'm not one for advice, but if I could offer you this bit of advice, that's that. I already told you where you fucked up at. Here's how you can correct all of this. Get a divorce. It sucks to be you. You ain't coming back from this, man. You're not. But, if you want to blame someone, go in that bathroom and look forward. There's a mirror. You're the issue. That's going to do it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out this bonus edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm your boy 12 Kyle. I'll catch you guys next time. 5,000.